Caitlin Clark's golf debut just made me so upset with the WNBA.
Did you notice that Caitlin Clark just did more than simply swing a golf club? The LPGA made a fantastic decision to highlight her throughout sports world. Everyone is talking about Clark, and it's not about basketball. You're probably wondering, wait, what's golf got to do with the WNBA? You won't believe what the WNBA missed out on. So fasten your seatbelts because we're going to show you how one LPGA brilliant play just taught the WNBA Marketing 101.
And it is no fault of hers that I got upset. It is the fault of the WNBA because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day.
This is the offer. At first, Caitlin wasn't even going to be on television when the LPGA invited her to a prom event. But then an incredible thing happened. IT was unlike anything the LPGA had ever seen, and fans began flooding the LPGA's social media with requests to meet Kay and play golf.
Originally wasn't even going to be televised, but there were so many fans who were emailing the organization saying, how can we watch Caitlin? Can we come to the event?
What did the LPGA do then? After listening to the buzz, they decided to broadcast the tournament so that fans who were excited to see Caitlin Clark's golf debut could watch it.
Golf event. So the LPGA event is expanding its pro-am coverage around Caitlin Clark's participation. Golf Channel's Golf Today will begin 90 minutes early on Wednesday and include live look-ins. It has also been said that you will get to see Caitlin Clark's warm-up.
However, they went one step further and matched Caitlin with Nelly Korda. The best golfer in the world discusses a power duo. This action brought attention to Nelly in the LPGA and emphasized Caitlin's popularity.
So there are photos of Caitlin and Nelly literally everywhere, and the LPGA was so smart in doing this because they knew that there would be so many eyeballs on Caitlin. So if they put their number one golfer, who is currently leading the sport and pushing the sport ahead, if they put her next to Caitlin for the entire event, that's just great. It's great for Nelly and it's great for everyone else.
Let's now discuss how wise this move was. Caitlin wasn't just featured by the LPGA. They placed her next to their biggest star as if to say, hey, you like basketball. Check out how cool golf can be too. And guess what? It worked. It wasn't even basketball season yet, but the LPGA's social media was ablaze with images and videos of Caitlin. It was impossible to browse Twitter without seeing her face. She was trending.
There was so much buzz online. She was trending on Twitter, all of the things. And the LPGA was promoting the crap out of this event.
However, this isn't just about Caitlin. The LPGA exploited her celebrity to highlight its own players, and all of a sudden, viewers who would not have previously watched golf were paying attention, arrived in search of Caitlin, but they stayed because of the incredible golf they witnessed and the golf pros they adored. The well-known golfer Brittany Lindome couldn't stop complimenting Caitlin. She remarked,
Caitlin, she said
what she has done for women's sports and basketball, and to have her at our golf tournament, I mean, I'm like in awe. I've got a basketball and hoping she signs it for my girls. But how cool for her to come out and support us this week and only help grow women's golf.
That's huge coming from a professional golfer. This clever move put Caitlin and women's golf in the spotlight and attracted new fans. It wasn't just a win for Caitlin or the LPGA, it was a win for women's sports overall. Now, you may be wondering how this relates to the WNBA. The LPGA demonstrated how to use star power and took a risk that paid off. And unlike the WNBA, there was no criticism regarding diversity or favoritism, just clever marketing that worked.
From this event, I have only seen and heard of positive things. I didn't hear one thing about how her fans are toxic. I didn't hear one thing about there being too much spotlight on Caitlin Clark and it should have maybe been on the professional golfers that are there. We didn't hear any of that. And those are the types of things that we have been hearing for the entirety of the WNBA season.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the basketball player on the golf course, while Caitlin Clark was making waves in a whole new sport. Guest who is nowhere to be seen. That's right, the WNBA. Their silence was so loud it's got everyone asking what were they thinking. You'd think the WNBA would be all over this, right? I mean, Caitlin Clark, their future superstar, was getting attention left and right, but here's the kicker. The WNBA didn't post a single thing about Caitlin's golf debut. Not one tweet, not one Instagram post. Not even a simple good luck. Can you believe it, Caitlin? It seems like they forgot she ever existed.
The fact that the WNBA posted nothing, posted zero about Caitlin Clark golfing in this pro.
While the LPGA was shouting Caitlin's name from the rooftops, the WNBA was acting like she'd vanished into thin air. It's almost like they were pretending it wasn't happening. But guess what? It was happening, and everyone was talking about it except the WNBA. Now you might be thinking maybe they just missed it, but come on, how could they? Caitlin was trending on social media. Her face was everywhere the LPGA was. Posting photos and videos nonstop, it was impossible to miss unless you were living under a rock, and last time I checked, the WNBA wasn't in the rock-dwelling business.
If you look at the LPGA Twitter account, it is filled with Caitlin Clark things. Photos of her, a whole video of the fans cheering her, signing things, taking photos, their players hanging out with Caitlin, and obviously they're showing their golfers as
those fans who are pleading to watch Caitlin play golf are actually potential WNBA fans. They may have never seen a basketball game in their lives, but they suddenly became interested in a player who is directly promoting the league, and they allowed it to pass them by. Remember how fans were complaining that the WNBA doesn't promote Caitlin Clark enough? Well, guess what? The evidence is right in front of us, and it's not pro-PR. This silence isn't just a lost marketing opportunity, it's a sign of a larger issue. It seems like the WNBA doesn't know what to do with a star like Caitlin Clark. They have this amazing talent and crossover appeal, and they're just ignoring it.
This was the perfect opportunity for the WNBA to do, have you seen it when an NBA player or a football player goes to an NBA game or goes to wherever, and they'll be in the comments or they'll just say something something cute. This was the perfect time for the WNBA to also be posting about this. And they said,
considering what just transpired with Clark's golf debut, the LPGA posted about Caitlin continuously.
And it just goes to show that all of us who have been speaking out about this and saying, it doesn't seem like you guys are giving Caitlin, the kind of props that she deserves for bringing all these eyeballs and, the Caitlin Clark effect that we talk about, viewership, money, all of those things. All of the people who were shouting this for the entire WNBA season, this is an instance where we are proved.
Their social media was ablaze with Clark content, pictures, videos, you name it, and the WNBA did absolutely nothing. You might be wondering if they simply missed it, but come on, the LPGA made sure to pair Caitlin with Nelly Korda, their top golfer, so it was hard to miss unless you were purposefully trying to ignore it.
Correct. You see her at this event. You see the kind of noise that this is making. You see that this is trending on social media. You see that SportsCenter, Bleacher Report, all of these places, every media outlet is covering this, and you don't say anything.
Let's be clear that this is a slap in the face to Clark and the fans who are criticizing the WNBA, not just poor marketing. Not only are you whining to all of Clark's supporters for not promoting her, but it also conveys the idea that the WNBA is unconcerned with its players' performance off the basketball court.
They put their best golfer in the tour, league, whatever it's called. They put her with Caitlin because they knew that she would get more eyeballs doing it. They propped up all of their golfers in one event. And you would be crazy to think that they're not going to have another event and invite Caitlin to it. They're going to invite Caitlin to as many events as they possibly can because they saw what it just did for the sport of golf.
Fans who are criticizing the WNBA for failing to promote Clark aren't just whining. They're highlighting a serious issue. The WNBA is passing up numerous opportunities to generate excitement and attract new fans in order to demonstrate their appreciation for their players. What are they thinking? Are they scared to highlight Caitlin Clark? Whatever the reason, they're losing out and running the risk of losing fans. It's bad enough to see stars ignored, but it's worse over time. She belongs to a new generation of talent, and the league will lose future stars before they even arrive if they don't change.
That's what we were talking about this whole season. We were correct. The fans that were saying that the WNBA seems to be trying to quiet the noise of Caitlin Clark, not letting her shine to her full ability, and not, in turn, not helping your own players in the league, we were right. And this event proved it because the LPGA did literally everything correct. They capitalized on the moment. They found a way to put it on television. They allowed people to be there.
Let's discuss Jugo Watkins and Paige Buckers, the future of women's basketball buckers. These athletes are influencers in addition to being players. If the WNBA treated them like Clark, these stars might ask themselves, what's ahead for me? The league runs the risk of losing not only these players, but also fans' money and growth. UConn star has over 1 million Instagram followers, while Watkins' following is expanding quickly.
I just don't understand why the WNBA, I will never understand. I feel like they fumbled so many things this season. They weren't ready for the moment. And this just proves that you can be ready for the moment. There is things that you can do. And I hope that they get it right next.
Consider it. The LPGA recently demonstrated to the world what can happen when you embrace star power. They took a basketball player who wasn't even a golfer and made her a golf sensation for a day, drawing in viewers who had never watched golf before. The WNBA ought to be generating the same excitement, but instead it seems reluctant to let its stars shine, passing up chances to promote players like Bowers and Watkins. Experts concur that star power is essential to women's basketball's future. If the WNBA continues to pass up opportunities like they did with Clark, they run the risk of losing viewers and new fans.
You have great players in this league. You have Paige coming in. You have Juju. Do not fumble it with those girls either. Stop fumbling the moment, because you're not only fumbling it for the current players in the league, you are fumbling it for every girl who wants to play professional basketball.
The WNBA needs to learn from this quickly and start treating its stars like stars. They need to get excited about players like Vickers and Watkins now before they even join the league, because if they don't, they risk falling behind in the world of professional basketball. And here's the real kicker. It's not just about the current stars. It's about inspiring the next generation. Every time the WNBA fails to promote its stars, they're sending a message to young athletes saying, don't bother pursuing professional basketball. We won't support you anyway. The WNBA is at a crossroads, and their next move could make or break the future of women's basketball. Will they learn from the LPG and succeed? Or will they continue to play it safe and risk losing everything? The clock is ticking, and the entire sports world is watching. Women's sports, and once you fall behind, it's hard to catch up. The statement reads,
You are fumbling it for people like me who never wanted to play professional basketball because I didn't see a future in it. Now girls can see a future in it. Now girls can see that they can make a lot of money playing. Now girls see that they can be on the biggest stage and that college isn't the biggest stage anymore. It can possibly be the WNBA. Do not fumble it for all of those girls as well.
Okay, let's conclude this. The WNBA should take note of the marketing masterclass that the LPGA recently provided us. If you're sitting there feeling passionate about this, don't keep it to yourself. The WNBA needs to hear from fans like you tell them you want to see more of your favorite players, not less share those highlights. They showed us how to turn a basketball star into a golf sensation overnight. That's the kind of thinking that grows women's sports. Talk about those incredible plays on Twitter.
Create a sound.
The LPGA did literally everything correct. They capitalized on the moment. They found a way to put it on television. They allowed people to be there. Caitlin was signing autograph. #1 golfer. This is the perfect marketing opportunity.
Since this isn't just about Caitlin Clark, it's about all women who work hard on the court, in the field, or wherever they compete. They deserve recognition, applause, and a league that will shout their names from the rooftops. So let's make sure women's sports receive the recognition they deserve. The ball is in our court now. What will we do with it?